guys doing okay?
So far.
So far, what do you have so far? Working up here, right?
Yeah.
Okay. So can you read to me what it says?
They say when I raised my hand in class, the teacher called on me.
Does everyone have that? Or are y'all still working? You got it? Okay. So teacher called on me. That's right. Who wants to do number 2? You go ahead.
While I was walking down the street, I ran into an old friend.
Yep. Into an old friend. Good. Who wants to do 3?
Free feels okay today. He got over his cold.
Good. He got over his cold. Number 4. Do you want to do that?
Last week I flew from
Flew. Mm-hmm.
from Chicago to Miami. I got on the plane in Chicago. I got off the plane in Miami.
Good. So I got on the plane in Chicago and I got off the plane in Miami, right?
Yeah.
Good. All right, number 5.
Sally took a taxi to the airport. She got out in the taxi in front of her apartment building.
Okay, let's stop right there. Okay, so she got out in. Does that make sense?
Out in. Okay.
Out of.
Out
Does that
of.
make sense? She got out of the taxi. Does that make sense?
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Off on the apartment building. She got out of.
Mm-hmm. And then she got in the taxi at the airport.
Was the second one?
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Because it already says out up here, so you know she's not going to get back in, right?
Mm-hmm.
If she's already gotten out. Does that make sense?
Okay.
So if I say I got out of the taxi, what does that mean?
You're not in the taxi.
I'm not in the taxi anymore.
Yes.
So if I get in the taxi,
So you inside
I'm
the taxi.
inside the taxi.
Okay.
Mhm.
5 is out of.
Yes, because it already says she got out.
Okay.
But what did she get out of?
Oh, so I don't. Okay, I just put
Right,
off
you just
here.
need of.
Okay, sorry.
So what is it saying she got out of?
The taxi.
The taxi. And she got in what? At the airport, right? So it looks like she's going from
From
out of, yeah, she's going to the airport.
Mm-hmm.
So
And
she
then-
got out of the taxi in front of her apartment building, but she got in the taxi at the airport. Right?
Into or in?
She got into the taxi. That's fine. You can do either. Sounds good. Does that make more sense to you all? So which one are you on? Number 6?
Uh-huh.
Okay, so let's read that one together. I take the bus to school every day. I get what or blank the bus at the corner of the First Street and Sunset Boulevard. What do you do at the bus stop? You get on the bus at the corner of the First Street and Sunset Boulevard. That makes sense, right? Because you can get on a bus, right? Okay, so I get on the bus. Good, so all of you all have that? Perfect. Did you get that one?
I don't know here. Here is on.
No. Here we're going to be, right, the first blank is going to be on. And then we're going to go over this one in just 1 second. So you fix that one and then we'll go over.
I'm going to read this sentence. This is exercise 25.
Okay. All right, the next one is I get blank the bus just a block away from the classroom building. So if she's close to where she wants to go and she's already on the bus, what does she need to do? Off. Get off the bus. So I get off the bus just a block away from the classroom building. Does that make sense?
Try to speak it first.
Do you need me to go over 5 with you again? Or did you get? She got out of the taxi in front of her apartment building, and she got in the taxi at the airport. Did you get that? Okay, you got it. Good.
Oh,
Yeah, it's alright. I got it right.
Do you all have any more questions? You got it?
oh, ran is the past tense.
Do we have to go through this?
Yes,
or-
I'm going to go through this with you all to see if you guys can listen and finish the sentence.
Run
Okay, so flip over your paper so we're not looking at it.
You meet somebody that
Okay.
you don't expect to see. Or you
So
see somebody
you all
that
can
you
just
don't
tell me,
expect to
or
see.
I can go around in a
Like you
circle,
go
whatever
to
you all want.
Walmart
So,
and you see
okay, just listen carefully. The teacher gave us some important information in class yesterday. I didn't want to forget it, so I wrote
That's running.
blank, blank, blank.
Running to somebody
Wrote
that
what?
you know.
I found
That
Notes?
means
Close, you're writing notes, but what, think of the phrasal verbs. So, I didn't want to forget it, so I
Wrote it down.
wrote it down.
them away.
Does that make sense?
You all practice.
Do you got that? Okay. Does that make sense to everyone?
So I'll stop.
Okay.
It says,
Listen carefully.
the shoes I
The teacher gave us some important information in class yesterday. I didn't want to forget it, so I wrote
where it says,
and
this is
finished the
what I'll read
sentence.
to you guys. I'll say, yesterday I
What did you
cleaned my
write?
closet. I
It
found an old
down.
pair of shoes that I don't ever wear anymore.
So I wrote it down.
I
Right here.
And then that's when
So
you
I
respond and
wrote
say,
it down.
"Alright."
What did you write down?
I
The important information from class yesterday,
like what this sentence is referring
right?
to.
So you wouldn't forget it.
Throwing them away. Yeah.
Does that make sense to everyone?
Yeah. So do we have to flip the page so we write it down or keep it?
I think this is just
Oh,
out loud.
okay.
Just
So we
out
don't
loud
have
thinking.
to-
You don't have to write anything down. Mm-mm. Try this one. We're going to be on number 2. When I raised my hand in class, the teacher called.
In class yesterday. I didn't want to
What did the
forget
teacher
it,
do?
So I wrote,
Teacher call.
what would you say? So you wrote,
The teacher called
you might need a pronoun in there too.
on me. Does that make sense?
You wrote
Does that make
it
sense to
down.
you?
Yep.
Okay.
So
When I
wrote
raised
it
my
down.
hand in class, the teacher
So I wrote it
called
down.
on me.
Down. Yes.
Right? Okay, let's try number 3. I
So
was
if I read the
carrying a
sentence
suitcase,
again,
but it was
it'll
too
say,
heavy,
"The teacher gave
so
us
I
some
Put
put
it down.
information in
it
class
down.
yesterday.
Put it.
I didn't want to forget it, so
Does
I
that make
wrote
sense?
it down.
Sure,
Does that make sense?
Yes.
Okay.
it makes sense.
All right.
Okay.
Let's look at number 2.
Let's see number 4. I didn't know the meaning of a word, so I
All right,
looked
number 2. When I raised my
it
hand
up.
in class, the teacher
I looked
called
it up.
on me. Yeah,
Good job.
that's good. On
Okay.
me.
Ready for number 5?
Shall I do that?
I was sleepy last night, so I didn't finish my homework.
carrying
I
a suitcase,
put
but it was too heavy, so I
it.
put it
You do what?
I put it down.
You could use I put it down. I put it up. Like I put it up so I didn't have to work on it. I put it off, as in I'm not going to do it right now. I'll do it later.
Put it off.
Do you all get that? So you can use
We did put it.
a variety
Yes.
of the phrasal verbs in this sentence here. Anything will really work. Okay, so number 6. It was dark when I got home, so I turned
Turn it on.
on the lights. Yep, exactly.
It down.
Okay, number 7.
On the light.
Anyone else have
Right.